This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil, and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. First off, before I get started, I want to thank Yahawashi Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, taught me this truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. And Lord willing, this is our edifying to the elect. So this lesson was actually inspired through the spirit and power of Yahawah Shem Yahawashi yesterday. This article I came across from Popular Mechanics. A catastrophic mutating event will strike the world in 2 years, report says. This was published a few days ago on January 25th, 2023, the hopeful year that all the prophecies will come to pass, as coined by our beloved Apostle Tahar, So it speaks on, and I'll read some of this article. The World Economic Forum says business leaders believe a catastrophic cyber event is coming. Cybercrime will grow from a $3 trillion industry in 2015 to a $10.5 trillion industry by 2025, according to cybersecurity ventures. The unpredictable nature of cybercrime increases threats. So I had actually came across this article yesterday, and I wanted to go into it, and then through the spirit, I was on YouTube, and I came across this brother's page, GMS Brightburn 144, and he had a dream. So I want to play a couple minutes of this dream, and just show the signs of the times that we're coming into, man. So without further ado, I'll play some of this clip.
And then it was a couple next door, I think, that witnessed the same thing, because I thought I was tripping. They said, yeah, the car was there, but now it's not there. We witnessed that. And I was like, damn, so I'm not tripping. And then I tried to make a phone call, and it was like the phone couldn't go through. Phone call couldn't go through. And then I remember this silence, just like it just kind of, it confirmed me that everything is not working. Like no TV, no power, the phone doesn't work. It was just silence in the air, And I remember the woman saying, "Oh, it's happening." And I was like, damn, meaning like the end of the world type stuff happening. And for some reason I was in their house, and there was an Edomite couple, I guess, and but for some reason I was in their house, I guess because I was asking them about the car situation, and they said, and then the woman said, "It's the end. It's happening." And I knew exactly what she meant. Like, the end of the world type of thing is happening. Like, it's going down, And all I remember is just, being like, shit, these people, everybody started pacing. And I remember, a couple more people in the house, it turned into I don't know, but people started pacing, like, what are we gonna do, you know what I'm saying?
Right? Because most of the people aren't going to have no clue of what to do because they haven't been paying attention. They haven't been watching. Like the scriptures say, was that Luke? Let's see. Luke 21:36. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Right? So we're supposed to be watching as well as praying always, that will be worthy to escape all of this calamity that is about to come upon the earth, man. You know? So let me read some of this article right here. And matter of fact, let me get this other scripture real quick, because this is how we're going to be stable in these times. The one of us, that have of the hopeful elect that have been, watching as well as praying and leaning on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, is Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, right? The evil times that we're coming into, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, is his treasure, man. That's what's going to keep us stable in these troubling times that are on the horizon, man. And these devils are absolutely planning these things out. And I'm going to show a couple more videos, Albert Ratazah, and, some more, another article, just and tied it all together through the Spirit, So, like I said, it's from Popular Mechanics. And it says a catastrophic mutating event will strike the world in 2 years, report says, So they already, planning these things out. And of course, you see, the main people that keep coming up, of all these different things that are, calamities that are going on in the earth. These people are already been talking about it, predicting it, So it says the 2023 World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, has filled us with lots of uplifting predictions. Salakia. Like how companies will soon decode our brainwaves. You see that going into that Revelation 13, the latest warns of global catastrophic cyber event in the very near future. So yeah, you're talking about in 2 years. The most striking finding that we found, WF Managing Director Jeremy Jurgens said during a presentation highlighting the WF Global Security Outlook Report 2023, is that 93% of cyber leaders and 86% of cyber business leaders believe that the geopolitical instability makes a catastrophic cyber event likely in the next 2 years. This far exceeds anything that we've seen in previous surveys, right? So they're already saying what they're planning, they're already letting you know. Why? Because there's been strings of attacks on the grid. Let's get that first, right? And I'm gonna let the video, this guy's video play too, and he's gonna talk about it like from a week ago. But I just looked up power grid attack, and it says FBI says 2 men attack Washington's electric grid in order to commit a robbery. FBI warns of neo-Nazi plots as attacks on Northwest power grid strike. Physical attacks on power grid surged to new peak a month ago. Attacks on 4 Washington substations cut power to thousands, officials say. Who's attacking our power grid, right? All within a month, So they're already letting you know what they're up to, because they're already saying that these things are going to happen. Why? Because they need to be able to push that great, RESET, So let me read this last one. It says, add in the extreme unpredictability of these events, Jurgens cited a cyber attack recently aimed at shutting down Ukrainian military bases that unexpectedly also closed off parts of electricity production across Europe, and the global challenges are only growing. Says this is in everything's the whole earth. This is a global threat, Jurgen Stock, Security General of Interpol, said during the presentation. It calls for a global response and enhanced and coordinated action. He said the increased profits that the multiple bad actors reap from cybercrime should encourage world leaders to work together to make it a priority as they face new sophisticated tools, right? Let's see what else. Let's see. One country that recently saw a massive cyber attack, Albania, is now working with larger allies and warding off the criminals, serving as a laboratory of sorts for folks to realize what is coming. Eda Rama, Albania's prime minister, spoke during the presentation, saying that the growth of the cybercrime industry from 3 trillion in 2015 to an expected 10.5 trillion in 2025, Rama says during the presentation, means that if cybercrime was a state, it would be the third largest global economy after the US and China. So this is, that means the crime coming could truly be a catastrophe, a catastrophic. Excuse me. So, they're pretty much laying the groundwork, and stoking fear, as they always do, before they strike, because it's all a part of their agenda in the first place, right? Let's get that real quick. 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices, right? Because we're watching as well as praying. So we see what these devils are up to. So I'm going to let this play a little bit. Where is it at? So this from guy Full Spectrum. It's like a prepper. So this came out about a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago. So I'm going to play a little bit of this and get another article and some more precepts, and then we'll wrap it up. So without further ado, here we go.
They say it's electrical sabotage. A new report out from the FBI is warning that there are neo-Nazi groups that are plotting to attack the power grid across the United States of America. They're placing the entirety of discontent and malcontent toward a agenda-driven group. This is our future. As a string of attacks, they say, on electrical substations unfolded in the last couple of months, the Federal Bureau of Investigation warned utility operators of white supremacist plots, they warned, to take down the nation's most powerful power grids and leave hundreds of thousands of people without access to the things that they need for daily life. The report shows a white pickup truck. It had a roof rack. It had lights. It was pulling in quickly to an electrical substation in the small town of Morton, Washington, about 70 miles south of the Seattle area. This happened a couple of months ago.
So they're basically, I said they're making their scapegoat. Excuse me. Their boogeyman. They're gonna say that it's all these other things. And these white supremacists, and then it's gonna be one-off things. They're gonna say whatever, however they want to spin it, but it's ultimately them destroying it, because they know that as the scriptures say, they have to do these things because they want to have that one world currency, man. So they have to destroy everything in order to push that forward. Excuse me. So they have to move quickly. That's why, it's interesting that they just said over here that they're gonna in 2 years. So when we get the the next article, you're gonna see what I'm talking about in this other video from Dabu 7. So let's see, where was I at? Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So they're going to be pushing their agenda quickly and coming down with great wrath, because they know that they have but a short time. And this is another sign that we know that their end is near, and they have to do this these cyber things quickly, because that's how they're going. As the guy was saying over here, they're making it like it's a whole global thing, so they can get rid of the U.S. dollar, right? The petrodollar, right? The dollar that's backed by oil, right? So that they can push that digital dollar, and it's gonna all, that's what the whole CBDC, the central bank digital currencies, everything's all tying in, and you can see it as long as you've been watching, But that's why all praise to Yahawashi Yahawashi. He have set up watchmen in these days, that will never hold their peace day nor night. Let's get that real quick. What's that? Isaiah 62. Isaiah 62. 62. And 6. Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi, keep not silence, man. And give him no rest until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, man. So as long as Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi allows, we're going to continue to come out here and blow the trumpet and give warning onto our people, man. Israelites, man, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and our fellow brethren that were scattered amongst the heathen that look like the heathen, but their seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. This is only about the nation of Israel, This is who we're giving warning onto, as we were commanded to by Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi, man. So as long as we're allowed to, we're going to continue to keep pushing this word and giving warning to our people, because the days to come are evil, man. So let's read a little bit of this. So this is from RT. This was published actually today, January 31st. It says, warning issued for petrodollar. Refusal to use the greenback for oil payments around the world could undermine the U.S. economy, a former White House official has said. It says the U.S. is facing serious economic risks as more countries around the globe move away from the dollar in energy trade, according to former White House official Paul Craig Roberts. Roberts, who served as U.S. Assistant Secretary of the Treasury for Economic Policy during the Reagan administration, cautioned in an article published on Monday that the end of the petrodollar would have severe adverse effects on the value of the dollar, as well as on U.S. inflation and interest rates. He pointed to Saudi Arabia's recent announcement that it was open to accepting payment for oil in currencies other than the dollar. According to Roberts, if that happens, the demand for dollars and the currency's value will fall, which means the prices of everything will continue to go up as the dollar continues to decrease the power of it, right? It means you have to spend more for less. By billing for oil in dollars, the Saudis guarantee worldwide demand for the greenback, he explained. This is a major threat to Washington's power and to the financial power of American banks, the economist added, right? Which means that the dollar further collapse, which means they're going to have to roll in a new currency, which they already have planned out, which is the CBDCs, that digital dollar, right? Because we can't forget that. Let's see. We can't forget that executive order. What was it 14067? Executive. There you go. Yep. Executive Order 14067, officially titled Ensuring Responsible Development of Digital Assets, was signed on March 9th, 2022, and is the 83rd executive order signed by U.S. President Sleepy Creepy Joe. The telos of the order is to develop digital assets in a responsible manner. Right, so let's see. What is the White House executive order on digital assets? President Biden's March 9th executive order on ensuring responsible development of digital assets outlines the first whole of government approach to addressing the risk and harnessing the potential benefits of digital assets and their underlying technology, right? So everything's tying together. You know, these devils are doing, you know, they're moving forth with their enterprise, but the Lord said they won't be able to let me just get it, because the Lord's gonna throw a monkey wrench in their damn plans, man. Enterprise. I think that's Job. Enterprise. We have Job 5. We have Job 5 and 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty. Who's the crafty? Esau, Edom, the so-called white people, man. In particular, the elites. The ones that are over here warning about these things that to come to pass, man, in a couple years, right? These people that are in this, you know, this meeting right here. That's the wicked. Let's see where we have, where am I at? Salakia. I just lost it for a second. Job, there we go. Job 5 and 12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, of the wicked, right? So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong, man. So the Lord's going to continue to throw monkey wrenches in their plans, man. And that's why as they move faster and faster, they're stumbling on things, you know? So let's see, did I get that already? Yeah, I think we read. Yeah, that's pretty much the point on that. Let's see. Real quick, I wanted to bring this up. So I said, how much do people rely on electricity? Because there was another point in the brother's dream where he said he mentioned I think he said a supervisor. She said to him she didn't realize how much everybody relied on electricity, you know, and it makes sense why they want to move to electric cars. They want to move everybody to move from gas stoves to electric stoves, you know, all of that, so they can have complete control over the people, because that's what it all boils down to. They have a God complex. They want to be as the Most High, you know. So it says, let me see, how much of the world relies on electricity? 87% of the entire planet relies on electricity. Now here they are talking about cyber attacks, and it's a global, you know, a global threat, right? No such thing as coincidence. It says, according to the International Energy Agency and OECD intergovernmental organization, about 87% of the world's population has access to electricity. So I want to get this point real quick. It says, and this is the reason I'm going to bring this out, is because this ties in to that Revelation 13, man. You know how they want to have everybody see hips and out on the grid, so they have to do away with this one to set up their new one, you know. So they're gonna collapse this whole thing. That's why you're having all these different attacks, I believe, you know, through the spirit, you know, on the grid and everything, and all these different things are happening simultaneously through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, man. So you have the collapsing of the dollar at the same time, cyber attacks, and you're having all these you know, towers being built. You know what I mean? You have the infrastructure already being set up. You're having people getting used to paying with their palm, and, you know, contactless payments, and, you know, people saying that the physical dollar is dirty, and it's all these different things that happen at the same time, you know. So it says, what would happen if the U.S. lost electricity? It says a power outage may disrupt communications. The brother said he couldn't get on the phone. Water, a lot of water we get comes through electric pumps and whatnot, and transportation, right? Close retail businesses, grocery stores will have to close, gas stations will have to close, ATMs, banks, and other services as well, right? Cause food spoilage and water contamination, you know. So at the same time, when you know, all these other calamities are happening, they're attacking the food supply as well, you know, because like that devil said, I think it was Kissinger, control the food, control the people, right? Control, control, control. That's what it's all about with these devils. So let me play a little bit of this. Excuse me, from Dabu 7 real quick.
But when you know where they're taking this, and you know the end game, you know that this is a stepping stone toward the CBDC in a one world currency or network that tracks all currencies. Okay, and that is a beast blockchain system, the same one that I've been warning you about since 2017. We are on the doorstep of entering it, and now Saudi Arabia has just signaled the end of the dollar as you know it, because they are now moving away from trading in just the United States dollar. This is going to dissolve the dollar, weaken it to where other currencies that are in the IMF basket, like China, is going to strengthen, especially when they start to back their currency by gold. In the offing, there's going to be a major move on precious metals. You watch and you see. And all the people that sat there twiddling their thumbs are going to wish that they had something that they could trade.
Right. So these other countries like China and Russia have been stockpiling gold, and you know, because you know gold and silver is the real currency. You know, not this fiat, you know, fake ass money with Edomite faces over it. You know, it's not real money. So the fact that these other countries are getting fed up with Babylon, you know, shows what times we're in, because the dollar has to collapse, you know, and the world is looking at Babylon, and it's no longer called tender and delicate, man. You know, all the different movies that they show, like, and people thinking that this was the land of milk and honey, and that the streets were paved with gold, and all this bullshit. You know, the veil is being lifted off of this place, man. Esau's skirt is being lifted up, and they're seeing that, you know, this place is nothing but a cesspool of wickedness, man, and it corrupts the whole world, man, through its wine, its philosophies, man. You know. So let's get let me just get a couple more scriptures and I'll wrap it up. And this is the times that we're coming into, man. You know, as the brother was saying in the video, you know, when you're talking about when the power goes out and people's food going bad, and you know, even people that had like you know, maybe stockpiled meat in the, you know, in their deep freezer or whatnot, if the power goes out and they don't have a generator, all that shit's going bad. You know what I mean? So they're gonna lose all that food, and then other people gonna have that haven't prepared at all are gonna be, you know, running up in other people's houses, just like it says in the scriptures. Let's grab that real quick. Second Ezra 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Right? It could be a literal sword, machete, actually, you know, a gun, whatever. You know, a lock and a sock. I mean, whatever. You know, and spoil their goods. Why? Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. So these are the times that we're coming into, man. These are the times that we're coming into. The time, the time of the end. Daniel 12 and 1. And just like the brother had said in the video, the lady, the Edomite lady in his dream, was like, this is the end, or this is it. You know, it's happening. I think is the name of it. It's happening, right? All these things are happening. These are the like it says in matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Get straight to the point. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, right? Shall show itself and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry. So these are the signs of the times, you know, the things that we're coming into, man. You know, this is Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, right? That's why we call ourselves of the hopefully elect. Everyone that shall be found written in the book of life, you know. So we hope and pray that we're part of that number. And this is Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he, the elect, right, of the nation of Israel, shall be saved out of it, you know. So, I just kind of wanted to go over, these current events, what's going on in the world, what these devils are up to, and give warning as I was commanded to do, So, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi once again for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, who taught me the truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. I want to say DTA, Abba Babal, and Kwam Yasharala. And shalom. To the next one.